Trump's idea to build a wall between the US and Mexico seems absurd. He's hardly the first one to suggest such a thing. In fact, there are several countries that already have their own versions of the Trump Wall. Here are 10 mass separation walls and fences that already exist. North Korea, South Korea, the Phantom Wall. North Korea and South Korea may have ended their active combat in 1953, but there is still a demilitarized zone between them, creating a 2.5-mile buffer. In addition to the demilitarized zone, North Korea claims there is also a concrete wall dividing the countries. They claim it was built in the late 1970s, but South Korea and the United States deny its very existence. The North continues to insist that it's there, but that they have piled mounds of earth against it so that it can't be seen from the southern side. Egypt-Gaza Barrier. In 2009, Egypt began building a barrier to reduce smuggling of weapons, contraband, and other undesirables along the border of Gaza. The wall was designed to be nearly 7 miles long and extend 60 feet underground to discourage tunneling. It is made of steel and is equipped with a variety of sensors, including one that detects tunnels and floods them with seawater. It has taken several years of construction to complete the wall, as it is constantly being interrupted and restarted. Egypt still continues to work on their barrier, despite delays. Hadrian's Wall. When the Romans inhabited Britannia in 122 AD, a stone wall was constructed between the River Tyne to the Solway Firth on the Irish Sea and named after the Emperor Hadrian. The wall was 80 Roman miles long and the height varied between 9 feet to 20 feet. Forts and watchtowers were built roughly every 5 Roman miles, and it was meant to separate the Romans from the so-called barbarians to the north of the wall. It was declared a World Heritage Site in 1987, with many sections still standing today. It has become one of Britain's most popular tourist attractions. The West Bank Barrier. Stretching nearly 440 miles in length, the West Bank Barrier consists of a concrete base topped with tall wire mesh structures and lots of razor wire. Some sections even have watchtowers, snipers, and sensors. It was first constructed in the early 2000s to deter terrorist attacks on Israel. Part of the barrier has been rerouted over the years on humanitarian grounds, but passports, permits, or visas are still required to pass through the fenced-off areas. Palestinians have called for the removal of the wall since it was erected. Spain-Morocco border. Migrants trying to escape conflicts in African and Arab countries attempt to enter Spain on a regular basis in order to apply for asylum. Spain is part of the European Union, so migrants are held according to EU procedures. For this reason, Spain has erected a double fence made of anti-climbing mesh between themselves and Morocco. The border is patrolled by guards regularly, but several thousand migrants have still managed to elude them and enter Spain. The Great Wall of China. Made of tamped earth, stone, wood, and other materials, the Great Wall of China spans over 13,000 miles. Sections of the wall were constructed as early as the 17th century BC to protect China from invaders. The various sections of the wall came together over the centuries, and many of the sections constructed during the Ming Dynasty still stand today. The Great Wall stretches from Dandong to Lop Lake along the southern edge of Inner Mongolia. Hungary border. In 2015 alone, nearly 80,000 migrants crossed into Hungary to escape the conflicts and civil wars in Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan. On a daily basis, there are nearly 1,000 people crossing the border illegally. Unable to deal with the waves of migrants entering the country, Hungary began to build walls and fences to try to stem the flow. The fence between Hungary and Serbia is 13 feet, and surrounding countries like Bulgaria and Turkey have also erected fences topped with razor wire. The Belfast Walls. Northern Ireland was once divided between the nationalists, who wanted to join the Republic of Ireland, and the loyalists, who wanted to remain part of the UK. For many years, between 1968 and 1998, conflicts would break out between the two sides, and peace walls were erected to quell the fighting. More than 3,600 died during this time, and it later became known as the Troubles. While the tension between the two sides remained, the killings stopped after the signing of the Good Friday Accords. Despite this, the walls still stood, and continue to stand. The ones near Belfast have actually become a tourist attraction where people from all over the world visit and leave their signatures. Uzbekistan-Afghanistan barrier. Possibly one of the most heavily guarded borders in the world, the Uzbekistan-Afghanistan border can only be crossed by a single bridge. Surrounding the shoreline is a barbed wire fence behind which stands a second, taller, electrified fence topped with barbed wire. Armed guards patrol the perimeter and landmines are scattered along the entire path. The crossing was first built in 1986 but was closed for many years before a humanitarian aid group had it opened again in December 2001 to assist the war-ravaged Afghanistan. United States-Mexico border. The border between the United States of America and Mexico consists of multiple barriers and fences. These fences don't cover the entirety of the border, however. The section it does cover are complemented with motion detection lights and cameras, armed guards and radar to prevent illegal immigration and drug smuggling. While the fences have proven useful, stopping an average of 153,000 people from crossing in 2007, it has also proved to be quite dangerous. Wishing to avoid the monitored walls, many Mexican immigrants have attempted the dangerous journey to cross the border in Arizona. Many have died trying to cross during the lethal summer months.